across the line.
He's going to get down here first.
Look at Andrew Tate flying. Protect the net.
Good afternoon, race fans, as H1 Unlimited welcomes you to Madison, Indiana for the 69th Madison Regatta as the Unlimited Hydroplanes today compete for the APBA Gold Cup, the most prestigious prize in hydroplane racing. Coming up, we'll have Unlimited's Heat 3A and Heat 3B, as you see up in the top right-hand corner of your screen. We're inside 5 to the 5 for Unlimited 3A. The 9-minute mark has come and has gone. The Ohio River Racecourse, as you can see on the cameras, sunny skies. Water conditions are ideal. We did have testing this morning. We did go away, but one other boat did go back out. It was the top qualifier, Jimmy Shane, and U6 Miss Homestreet put a hot lap down of 148 plus miles per hour when we were away from you with the live stream. Currently 8 minutes and 25 seconds until the start. This race course in Madison, Indiana is a 2-mile track labeled the Wild Bill Cantrell Memorial Racecourse. The start-finish line buoy is just south of Mulberry Street here on the Indiana shoreline, just below the judges' stand. The hydroplanes will travel to the right of us and go into turn number 1 or the west turn, and that's where the activity is the roughest on the Ohio River. With our drone shots, we will see the action up above in turn number 1. Races have been won, races have been lost in turn number 1 many times here at Madison. They'll exit turn number 1, fly up the Kentucky shoreline of Trimble County, Kentucky, and enter turn number 2 or the bridge turn here on the Ohio River Racecourse just in front of the Milton-Madison Bridge. 2-mile track. The preliminary heats are 4-lap heats. The winner-take-all APBA Gold Cup final heat later this afternoon is a 5-lap championship heat. Looking at our current point totals for this year's APBA Gold Cup, which includes qualifying tabulations and the heat races from yesterday. On top, U6, Miss Homestreet, 900 points. Second position, U12, Graham Trucking, 780. Third position, U7, Spirit of Detroit, 750 points. Fourth position, 440, Bucket List Racing, 565. Fifth position, your defending champion, U1, Auction Marketing presents Delta Real Track, 520. Sixth slot, U98, Graham Trucking American Dream, 469. And in seventh, U11, J&D's presented by Reliable Diamond Tool with 285 points. Coming up on the 6-minute period, the boats will be eligible to leave the pit dock at the 5-minute period. If you watched the H1 Unlimited season opener last week at the Southern Cup at Guntersville, Alabama, the boats were allowed to go out at the 7-minute period. That was due to a factor involving the long distance from the pit area to the race course, but we'll go back to the 5-minute period here when the boats can leave the pit dock. 5 minutes and 40 seconds until the start. These are the world's fastest racing boats, the Unlimited Hydroplanes, a 6,700-pound racing vessel. 6 of the crafts powered by the Lycoming T55 turbine engine that cranks out 2,600 horsepower, 28 foot long, 14 foot wide. It's sheer madness on the water, and we're going to see it here starting in about 12 seconds to the 5-minute period. All 4 boats are in the water. You see the U7 Spirit of Detroit, nose pointed out toward the Ohio River. And there is the 5-minute period. Gentlemen, light them up. The crowd roars from the sound of the 5-minute period in the background. Water conditions are ideal. Sunshine here on this Sunday afternoon, July 7th, 2019 in Madison, Indiana. A good old boy once said 38 years ago, Madison, Indiana, a community of a little over 13,000 people, Unlimited Hydroplane Racing, an American folklore festival where thousands come to have some fun. And that's what we're going to do on this Sunday afternoon here at the 69th Madison Regatta APBA Gold Cup. We'll ID the boats here for you in the warm-up period, 4 minutes until the start. There's your defending champion, Andrew Tate, out of Walled Lake, Michigan, driving the U1. Auction Marketing presents Delta Real Track. The boat owners are Lori and Mike Jones out of Lake Tapps, Washington. Seth Partial, the chief wrench in 2019 for the U1. The dominant red boat you see to the left-hand side of the screen, that is the Spirit of Detroit. The U7, Bert Henderson drives out of Brockville, Ontario, Canada. Dave Bardish is the craft owner out of Detroit. Dave Bardish's name is on the Gold Cup as a winning owner back in 2005 when Terry Troxell drove the Al-DB Dodge to victory in Detroit. Bill Guckian is the crew chief. The red, white, and blue boat up in turn number 2, that is the U98 Graham Trucking American Dream. Corey Peabody Hales out of Kent, Washington is the chauffeur. Boat owner Rob Graham out of Milton, Washington. The crew chief from beautiful Lake Chelan, Washington, Johnny Walker. And your final entry just in front of us here at the start-finish line buoy is the bright orange. That is the 440 Bucket List Racing. Dustin Eccles drives from Monroe, Washington. Sharon and Kelly Stockland are the boat owners from Snohomish, Washington. And Taylor Evans serves as the crew chief. The 440, that is the experimental craft, the 26-foot boat with the smaller Lycoming T53 in it. It cranks out 1,400 horsepower. That is a legal maneuver in the race before the race. Andrew Tate, you saw, cut through the infield, back chute to front chute. And you can cut through the infield. Thank you, Andrew Tate. And that back spot as well, front chute to back chute on the Ohio River. Locations where you cannot take your racing vessel during the warm-up period and racing activity. Each turn, draw a line from the entrance pin to the exit pin. That is a DMZ zone. The other DMZ zone right here in front of us. Draw a line from the start-finish line buoy to that orange one on the back chute into that turn 1 area in front of the GPW turn 1 course. That is a violation DMZ zone as well. 1 minute, 35 seconds until the start. We saw Bert Henderson cut through the GPW course on the back chute now. Dustin Eccles on the outside in 440. Now Bert will cut through the infield once again in the U7 Spirit of Detroit. Bert had a dynamite day yesterday with a heat win and a second place. A boat that needs some points here. Would love 400 desperately is your defending champion, Andrew Tate. And the Auction Marketing presents Delta Real Track right now setting 5th on the ladder with 520. Everybody in turn number 1. Right now, Andrew Tate has a good stake at lane number 1, but when we go racing, we'll keep a sharp eye in turn number 1, as that will be the roughest spot, on this Ohio River race course. You see Tate well away from the pins. He is in 1. Bert Henderson sliding up there in the 2 lane. Corey Peabody in 3. Dustin Eccles in 4. The entrance pin at turn number 2 is where you have to have your lane established, then hold it to the line. You need to be there at the 16-second mark. And by my eye, we could be just a touch early. Eccles up there deep. Now the rest of them, boy, this is going to be marginal. We'll keep our eye on the boats. We'll keep our eye on the clock. Tate in 1, Henderson in 2, Peabody in 3, Eccles in 4. Here we come on this Sunday afternoon to begin the Gold Cup. Henderson is early. He will be over. We'll monitor the radios, and boy, a whole mess of them might be over. I think the only legal starter could be the 440. We'll call it physically. as they work into turn number 1. This could be a late ruling on the start due to the water conditions and the rooster tails, but physically, Bert Henderson, your leader in the U7 Spirit of Detroit. Andrew Tate, tough negotiating on the buoy row and auction marketing Delta Reel Track. I thought Bert was over by my view, but we'll call it physically. Henderson having a Dynamite Gold Cup in front. Tate in second, and boy, Peabody is up there as well. We do have the ruling. 1 minute penalty on your physical leader, Bert Henderson in the Spirit of Detroit. He will be tacked a 1 minute penalty in elapsed time. Joe, the other 3 were legal. Other 3 were legal. Thank you, Joe McCord. Here's your actual leader, Andrew Tate in the U1. Auction Marketing presents Delta Reel Track. Second position to Corey Peabody, Graham Trucking, American Dream. Third place to Dustin Eccles in the Bucket List Racing. As we go back into turn number 1, has Tate gotten word that the 7 has jumped? Andrew, though, starting to make up ground. Beautiful shot off that turn. Henderson in front physically, but that gun jump puts him in 4th. I'm not certain if Tate has found out yet. He's still got a good charge on the inside, and we'll watch this activity up here in turn number 2. Bert out of Canada, Tate out of Michigan, and Tate starting to catch up. Henderson drives clean in there, leaves Tate a lane. Now they tighten it up, and now Andrew Tate, who is in first, looks to be physically going in front as they're side by side here at the start-finish line buoy as we complete lap number 2 of 4, and Tate walks it side to side with Henderson on his hip. Corey Peabody remains in second. Dustin Eccles in third. We'll watch the deck-to-deck dueling down here in turn number 1. And boy, Tate hit a hole. You got to watch that part of that racecraft here in Madison. So Tate right now comfortably in front with that blemish to Henderson and the 1 minute penalty. Peabody remains in second, Eccles in third, Henderson in fourth, but looks to be second on the track. So Andrew Tate, your defending APBA Gold Cup champion, got off to a rough start yesterday here in Madison with 2 third-place finishes. They're going to love these big 400 points here in Unlimited 3A. Andrew Tate off the turn. White flag is displayed. 3 in the books and 1 more to go for Andrew Tate out of Southeast Michigan in front. Bert Henderson is going to be disappointed. They are third in points right now, and they're looking at 169. That could drop them out of the top 4 after the completion of Unlimited 3B. But Tate comfortably in front as he exits turn number 1, going up the Kentucky shoreline here on the Ohio River. Tate, half a lap to go to victory here in Unlimited 3A. Peabody remains in second. Eccles just crossed the start-finish line in third in the bucket list. Beautiful shot from above. Andrew Tate staying well away from the pins. Final turn, final lap of Unlimited 3A here at the Gold Cup. Here's your winner in the U1. Auction Marketing presents Delta Reel Track. It's Andrew Tate in the U1. Bert Henderson will come across physically in second, will be issued fourth in the Spirit of Detroit with that gun jump. Boy, and here's a big 300. There's 6 on the ladder. This could vault up the U98. Graham Trucking, American Dream. Corey Peabody, the compressor stall redevelops, but crosses the line safe and secure, and will take those 300. Dustin Eccles up in turn number 2 in the bucket list racing. The little boat that can do it. And they keep scoring and scoring and scoring. Bucket list racing, 4th on the ladder in points, and they could vault ahead of the Spirit of Detroit after this one is completed. So unofficially, as we say, write them down in pencil at home as the boats still have to go through tech inspection here with H1 Unlimited. Your unofficial winner is Andrew Tate. Second place will go to Corey Peabody. Third to Dustin Eccles. And fourth to Bert Henderson. So we see our first mistake of the afternoon. As we look above and seeing the Delta Real Track Auction Marketing make their way back into the pit area with Andrew Tate. Beautiful shot here on this early Sunday afternoon here in Madison, Indiana for the 69th Madison Regatta APBA Gold Cup. You can just reach out and touch that U1 on the live stream through H1 Unlimited. I'll take a slight break here with the microphone, but we'll come back here quickly. Up next, Unlimited 3B. Busy pit dock here in Madison as the 4 boats returning to the pit area after Unlimited 3A, and I know Bert Henderson has to be disappointed. He's out of the cockpit right now in the U7 Spirit of Detroit. Let's see if we can go down pit side now. It looks like Owen Blauman with H1 Unlimited might be with our winner, Andrew Tate.
Behind there, how was that? A little bit behind the gun, so running in lane 1, you don't want to be behind anyone. You wanted to get there and get going ahead of them a little bit. We could dig. So, yeah, it was fun. Probably looked cool from here. It's rough out there, though. Just in the turns? Everywhere. Yeah, more so. They're tight. They'll have definitely a challenge, but everyone's playing golf on the same course here. There you go. Thanks. Have the day.
That's
Thank you, Owen Blauman with H1 Unlimited dockside with our unofficial winner of Unlimited Heat 3A, Andrew Tate, and the Auction Marketing presents Delta Real Track. Unlimited Heat 3B was set to go off at 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 12:38 on the watch here in Madison. So we might see maybe if they move that up just a touch as all 4 boats came back under their own power. The U1 Auction Marketing Delta Real Track already back on the crane. All 3 boats scheduled for 3B coming up are in the water. The U6 Miss Home Street, U11 J&D's presented by Reliable Diamond Tool, and the U12 Graham Trucking. We'll go silent once again here momentarily, but don't go anywhere. Up next will be Unlimited Heat 3B here in Madison, Indiana. You're watching live online streaming coverage of the 69th Madison Regatta, APBA Gold Cup races here in Madison, Indiana, through H1 Unlimited. If you just tuned in moments ago, we had Unlimited Heat 3A run and completed. Bert Henderson was the bad guy in that one. Unfortunate, did jumping the gun for Bert in that heat. Had a 1-minute penalty in the Spirit of Detroit. Andrew Tate went to victory in the U1. Oxshire Marketing presents Delta Real Track. Second place was Corey Peabody in U98, Graham Trucking, American Dream. Third to Dustin Eccles in Bucket List Racing. And Bert Henderson with the 1-minute penalty violation settled for fourth in the Spirit of Detroit. The U1 back on the trailer, 440. Going back to the trailer as well, our three boats for Unlimited Heat 1B, scheduled at 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, are in the water. They are the U6 Miss Home Street, U12 Graham Trucking, and U11 J&D's presented by Reliable Diamond Tool. Looking ahead to this afternoon, Unlimited 4A will be at 2:20 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 4B at 2:50 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and the winner take all APBA Gold Cup Championship Heat at 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time here in Madison. As you can see on the camera, sunshine, water conditions have been ideal throughout the weekend. We did have trouble with debris on Friday and a lot of course markers going away. Yesterday, debris not quite as bad, and we still had the course marker issue, but so far here this afternoon on this Sunday of the Madison Regatta, these buoys are staying intact, and I look up above, and let's hope that's the way it'll be the rest of the afternoon. I know that's hard work for the safety and rescue team, course personnel, but hopefully they got them battened down tight to stay in position here the remainder of the afternoon at the 69th Madison Regatta. The season began last weekend at Lake Guntersville in Guntersville, Alabama. Second event for the Southern Cup. And your winner of the season opener, the H1 Unlimited season, was Jimmy Shane in the U6 Miss Home Street. J. Michael Kelly was second in the U12 Graham Trucking. And Bert Henderson hit the podium in third in the U7 Spirit of Detroit. A 5-race season for H1 Unlimited in 2019. The boats will be in Tri-Cities, Washington at the end of the month for the Hapo Columbia Cup. Then they'll go to Lake Washington in Seattle for the Home Street Bank Seafair first weekend of August. And then the traditional season ender, about the third weekend of September down at Mission Bay in San Diego, California for the Home Street Bank Cup at Mission Bay. 12:45 on the watch here at the judges stand. We'll turn the microphone down again, but stay with us. Up next, Unlimited 3B. Stand by. Welcome back to live streaming coverage through H1 Unlimited, the American Powerboat Association Gold Cup races here on the Ohio River in Madison, Indiana. It's the 69th Madison Regatta. First unlimited hydroplane to compete here in Madison was back in 1950. It was Andy Marcy's My Darling, the first ever true unlimited hydroplane race in Madison to run for the Indiana Governor's Cup was in 1954, and since the 54 year, we've run unlimited hydroplanes every year since here in Madison, Indiana. Of course, the Gold Cup races have been held here 4 times. The first, of course, was the Cinderella year of 1971. The local boat, Miss Madison. Jim McCormick won the race in front of the hometown fans, stunning the racing world here on the Ohio River, winning the APBA Gold Cup. But they backed that up the next race at the Atomic Cup in Tri-Cities, Washington, with McCormick guiding the community-owned hydroplane to victory out in southeast Washington. Second Gold Cup for Madison, Indiana was in 1979. Bill Muncie and the Atlas Van Lines Blue Blaster went to victory, but Steve Reynolds gave a challenge in the brand new Normberg design Pink Lady Circus. Steve had the lead off turn number 1 on lap number 1, but hit those ground swells. The Circus rocked and rolled side to side, loaded up the Merlin engine, and Muncie squirted on the outside to victory with Reynolds finishing second. Third Gold Cup in Madison, 1980, and it was all Dean Chenoweth that year in the Ron Jones designed Griffin-powered Miss Budweiser. Dean won the 3 preliminary heats and the final in the beer wagon. Second place was Bill Muncie in the Atlas, and Steve Reynolds was third in the Circus back in 1980. 8 minutes and 40 seconds until the start, as you see up in the top right-hand corner of our screen here at H1 Unlimited. All 3 boats are in the drink here for Unlimited Heat 3B. If you just joined us, the preliminary heats, are 4 laps on this 2-mile track, and the winner-take-all final heat at 4 o'clock this afternoon will be 5 laps. Water conditions ideal, glass smooth. Drivers getting their final instructions at the capsule, in the capsule. Jimmy Shane to our far right, Tom Thompson in the center, and J. Michael Kelly nearest to us and you on screen here as we see the clock continue to count down for Unlimited 3B. Now 7 minutes and 35 seconds until the start. Andrew Tate about 20 minutes ago won Unlimited 3A, followed by Corey Peabody in second, Dustin Eccles in third. Bert Henderson was in fourth. Bert was issued a 1-minute penalty for a gun jump at the start, and we did hear from Tate Meyer with H1 Unlimited that all boats did clear tech inspection. So 400 points for U1 in 3A, 300 points for U98 in 3A, 225 points for 440 in 3A, and 169 points for the 7 in 3A. 6:45 away, 6:45. I'd like to thank our crew here with H1 Unlimited. Tate Meyer running the show to the right-hand side of me. Thank you, Tate, for allowing me to come on and help you. I've enjoyed every minute of it. Your brother over on the Milton, Kentucky shoreline filming for history purposes. Jared Meyer, you two, love you guys to death, and you're doing such a great job bringing a great video and a little bit more excitement to Unlimited Hydroplane Racing with the great video for the fans to be seen around the world. Kellen Rainey is to my left up here doing some engineering work. My old high school classmate, Joe McCord's behind me, refereeing me and monitoring the H1 radios during the racing activity. And we'd like to thank our drone flyers, Brian Montgomery, Dave Cooper, and Lisa Cornier. Great shots from the skies here at the 69th Madison Regatta for the APBA Gold Cup. And speaking of one of those drones, I see one lifting above the front chute here on the Ohio River. 5 minutes and 25 seconds until the start. You see the lid starting to close. Want to close them right at the last moment. Temperatures can get well over 100 degrees inside that capsule just sitting here at the dock. You can see the clock count down. There are 3 boats. They're eligible to light them up at 5 minutes. And there it is. Drivers, crank them up. First one to get an answer underneath the engine cowling is the local favorite, the Home Street Blue and White, Jimmy Shane in the U6 Miss Home Street. Boat owned by the citizens of Madison, Indiana. They are represented by Miss Madison Incorporated President Charlie Grooms. The driver, Jimmy Shane, a 3-time APBA Gold Cup winner, hails from Maple Valley, Washington, a native of Havre de Grace, Maryland, and the eastern coast of the United States. Next boat out was the Chartreuse and Carnival Orange. Tom Thompson, the oldest driver here this weekend at age 56 in the Chartreuse and Carnival Orange. U11 J&D is presented by Reliable Diamond Tool. Tom Thompson hails out of Cambridge, Maryland. The boat owners are Shannon and Scott Rainey out of Edmonds, Washington. And the third boat making their way out behind Tom Thompson is the dominant red with that metallic silver on the decking. It's the U12 Graham Trucking. J. Michael Kelly drives out of Bonnie Lake, Washington. Kelly, the 2016 APBA Gold Cup champion. Craft owner Rob Graham out of Milton, Washington. 3 minutes and 20 seconds until the start. Shane comes in here, tops in points right now for the weekend with 900. Kelly in second with 780. I expect those two drivers to be well behaved. The gentleman that needs to score and needs to score well is Tom Thompson right there in the Chartreuse and Carnival Orange. He is 7th in points. He desperately needs 400 to try to make the front row of the 4-boat final heat. We will have 2 trailers in the championship at 4 o'clock. 2:45 away. We have our drone shot back in for Unlimited 3B. Our technical difficulties were solved. As you see Shane on the buoy row in turn number 1 here in the warm-up period. Thompson on his outside wake, and you see J. Michael Kelly just entering the turn about in a lane 2.5 sequence in the Graham Trucking. Kelly, as you know, loves lane number 1. Will he press it here? Will he try to get lane number 1? Or will he try to stay more to the outside, get a more secure lane? Stay away from those buoys, because if you dislodge a buoy during the warm-up period or the racing activity, that is a 1-minute penalty, and you do not need that at this time of the day in the racing activity, because Shane and Kelly right now in premier positioning to transfer to that front row of the Gold Cup final, but they still need to start and need to finish and keep gaining those points. And as we mentioned that, here's Kelly. He's cutting through the infield as Tate puts the camera on him, and there he goes, lane number 1. That's a legal maneuver. Back chute to front chute. So he's going to go ahead and stick that big number 12 down. Now here comes Shane. He's cutting through the infield. Now will we see a different maneuver? Shane cutting through the infield. The crowd erupts, but he will have to come up here and cut back through once again. Watch him crank it to the left. Here he goes. That's a legal maneuver. One that I've not seen Shane make here. And right now, by my timing marks, he's going to be way off time. Jimmy's going to be way off time. He should have cut through there once again, but he could have been. Now Kelly is. Are the drivers' watches set properly? What an erratic score up. 54 seconds until the start. Now Kelly can cut through once again. That should be legal right here. Keep your camera on him there, Tate. Yes, now Kelly will cut through. Boy, and Thompson is just super early. You have to keep your boat at 80 miles per hour in the warm-up period. All the boats have that beacon light on it, and the officials are watching those. Wow, an erratic score up here in 3B, which I totally was unexpected to see. Thompson is early, as you see. Shane and Kelly coming up. Thompson is way early. Now he might want to, nope, he's still too early. He could be off plane. Boy, an erratic score up for 3B. They'll creep and crawl to the line. Thompson will, but here comes Kelly and Shane with some oomph. And we'll call it physically. I think Thompson might have been over, and boy, Shane nailed one. There in lane number 2, Joe McCord will monitor the radios as they fly into turn number 1. Let's go to the drone. Shane gets there first in lane number 2, leaves it. Now Shane swinging way outside. Kelly tightens it up, and they are deck to deck. They are side by side off turn number 1. Now Shane pulls out to a 3-boat length advantage as they blister up the back chute. Now Shane making a 4-boat length advantage. Kelly with the advantage on the inside, running the shorter way around. Thompson in third. They fly into turn number 2. Shane appeared to be legal at the start. Kelly in second. Shane leaves a lane. Boy, Kelly dynamite turn on the inside will come down to complete lap number 1 as the hometown faithful applauds in the background. 1 complete and 3 to go, and now Jimmy Shane extends it out by 1 rooster tail over J. Michael Kelly in the Graham Trucking. We go back up above in turn number 1. Oh, and Shane hit a hole. You saw the boat come out of the water, and it looks like, do we have another buoy that went away? Oh, and Kelly is hooked. I think we had a buoy that went away, and he is hooked. He's went in the DMZ. That's a disqualification. That should be a disqualification as that boat went inside the exit pin of turn number 1. We'll monitor the radio. Should be a DMZ violation, disqualification on the 12. A mistake made by J. Michael Kelly in an unusual run. Unlimited Heat 3B. Here's your winner, here's your leader after lap number 2. 2 complete and 2 to go for Jimmy Shane in the U6 Miss Home Street. So this will help Tom Thompson, and we're still monitoring the radios on a start. Joe is still waiting on word for that. But right now, Thompson would move into second regardless as Kelly continues to run in the U12 Graham Trucking. So Jimmy Shane, you see clearly in front as your second and third place boats in turn number 1. My apologies, that buoy was there, but J. Mike hooked it right there past that apex pin of turn number 1, tried to recover, but had it on the fin too heavy and went inside that entrance pin of turn number 1 on the last lap. Thompson second, Kelly in third. I think Kelly will get that DMZ violation, but we'll check. White flag is displayed. 3 in the books and 1 more to go for your clear-cut leader, Jimmy Shane and U6 Miss Home Street. Here's Tom Thompson. He is second in the Chartreuse and Carnival Orange. J&D's presented by Reliable Diamond Tool. J. Michael Kelly continues to run in the third position in the U12 Graham Trucking. Kellen, let's go to the drone and turn number 1, please. Thank you. And now Kelly trying to make up Graham, but I don't know if it's going to matter. Boy, it gets super rough down there. You can see that white cap activity. Those rollers have trouble dissipating down there on that part of the Ohio River. But there's your leader, the hometown favorite, Jimmy Shane, in the Madison, Indiana-based U6 Miss Home Street. Swings it way outside, and we're going to have this battle for second. I'm not certain if it's going to count, but we'll call it physically. Shane will get the win, crosses in front of us below the camera. Final turn, final lap. Kelly, Thompson, Kelly carved a nice one on the inside, but will it count? They come to the line. Kelly will finish second physically, but will he get the 300? We will find out. Thompson crosses in the third position. So we definitely want to write these down in pencil. Jimmy Shane gets the win in Miss Home Street. We did see J. Michael Kelly go inside that exit pin. And now that exit pin you see in turn number 1 has been dislodged, but I don't think J. Mike actually hit it. But I'm just going by memory from watching the drone during the live action of that heat. So Jimmy Shane wins it, and we'll see what the calls are here on the 11, possible gun jump, and we'll check on the 12, a possible DMZ violation. We do get the ruling from Joe McCord. J. Michael Kelly, boat number 12, dislodged buoy. That will be a 1-minute penalty. Now, we're still waiting word on the start, correct? Okay. We'll kind of keep it here. We do know the Home Street is the winner. All we have to decide now, we thought the 11 could have been over at the start, and boy, it was tight. And plus 2, Tom was coming up real early to the start, Joe, so there's a couple of questions here. And was he on plane? And also, 2, did he jump the gun?
Yeah, he was probably below 80 mile an hour easily on that right there before the start. And when he kicked it into the upper turn up here, he was, well, almost off plane, it looked like.
Now, you heard me during the warm-up period. I thought J. Michael might settle back and just try to score and put it back on the trailer, but he's a racer. He put it on the pins, and it got him in trouble down there on that lap and hit that buoy.
Yeah, that Graham boat is a really strong boat, but I don't think it can turn on these pins as easy as the 6 can. It's an older boat, but the 6 has got a lot more technology with it, so I don't think you're going to be able to pull that boat in the pins as tight as J. Michael wants it to.
Well, the good Lord knows you've seen many here, I've seen many here, and I've said it both days. Races are won and lost in that turn, and that could happen at 4 o'clock this afternoon down that turn 1.
Oh, definitely, because it's going to be a wash tub down there in the afternoon. You're going to have all these boats coming into that turn at one time, and anything can happen.
Thank you, Joe. Joe will continue to monitor the radios. So unofficially, boats still have to go through tech inspection. Your winner is Jimmy Shane in U6, Miss Home Street. We do know that J. Michael Kelly received a 1-minute penalty for dislodging a buoy, the exit pin of turn number 1, and we're still waiting word on if the start was good. Let's go down dockside. Owen Blauman is with our winner, Jimmy Shane. Take it away, Owen.
Where technology and daily life merge.
Welcome back to the judges' stand here at the 2019 APBA Gold Cup Madison Regatta. Owen Blauman has the winner of Heat 3B, Jimmy Shane.
Jimmy Shane, out there. Tell us what you saw. It's Home Street. Knew where we were on the course, and and then when Mike cut, I knew that he was going to be super early on his marks, so I decided just to hang back, stay on my marks, cut the course, get back around to where I wanted to be, where we wanted to be in the warm-up period, and got a good start-finish line. Let him in the first turn and control the course from there.
Great, congratulations.
Thank
Have
you.
a good.
That is Owen Blauman.
Thank you, Owen Blauman, with our unofficial winner of Unlimited Heat 3B, Jimmy Shane, in the U6 Miss Home Street. Right now, if you're scoring at home, it would be Tom Thompson unofficially second, with J. Michael Kelly third, but we still want to wait on the ruling on the start because it was close. We're going to keep it right here with you. Hopefully we can get an interview with some drivers. And also, too, we want to make certain if we can get that start call official for you before we sign off and come back later this afternoon for Unlimited's 4A and 4B. And I get tickled. I've seen a bunch of Unlimited hydroplane races, and during the warm-up period, I thought, wow, this is going to be simple. The start was good. Thank you, Joe McCord. The start was good. So, as we said, write them down in pencil because the boats still have to go through tech inspection. Your winner, Jimmy Shane, Miss Home Street. Second place will go to Tom Thompson in J&D's presented by Reliable Diamond Tool. And in third position with a 1-minute penalty for dislodging a buoy was J. Michael Kelly in the Graham Trucking. We'll turn the microphone down here momentarily. Don't go away. We hope to come back with more updates here with H1 Unlimited at the 69th Madison Regatta. Stand by. Back live here with you atop the judges stand with H1 Unlimited, 69th Madison Regatta, APBA Gold Cup. Jimmy Shane, you win Unlimited Heat 3B in the warm-up period. I had it as, that's going to be easy heat. Turned out to be quite different.
Oh, yeah. No, it was we call those shenanigans in the warm-up here. We had some good shenanigans going on. Everybody was fighting for that inside lane. Looks like Mike got up there a little bit early. I was up there early and decided that's not where I want to be coming down for the start. So I decided to make a quick loop around to get back on my timing marks. I knew that they were going to be up there early if they were going to stay on the course. So fortunately, it worked out for us, and it's going to be interesting when this river really, really starts chopping up with 6 boats out there.
Well, that's the thing come the final heat time. We've been saying on the stream throughout the weekend, especially today, emphasizing it. That turn 1 down there, it just gets so rough, and Jay Michael found a hole, and he kind of hooked and corkscrewed to the inside and dislodged the buoy, got that 1-minute penalty. Was it your intention to go out to try to fight for lanes to get lane number 1? I thought you and Kelly would have been a little bit more conservative with the points where you were at right now.
Yeah, I mean, after watching the first couple of heats here, that inside lane is tough to get around. But if you get through there clean, I mean, it's a big advantage here on this short course. So you take the risk of hitting those rollers in lane 1 because they stay there. But if you can get through there, man, it's a huge advantage. So I guarantee everybody's still going to be fighting for lane 1 for the Gold Cup, and we'll see how it all ends up.
Well, you're on top in points right now with 1,300. Strategy going into the 4th section. You still are running for national high points, and by memory, your lead right now would only be about 500. We're 2 races in, 3 to go. Not only you're looking for a Gold Cup, but a national title as well.
Obviously, we're a points racing team. This year, we're going to focus a little bit more on each race. So we want to win those final heats. So we're going to throw everything we got at it, and we're still going to be out there and running for the Gold Cup. That's our main goal this weekend.
You want the 3-boat section again, Heat 4B coming up?
I mean, it's always an advantage when you get into 3-boat heats, especially when you make a mistake like I did yesterday. You don't get deducted as many points. So obviously you want to get drawn in that 3-boat heat because there's a less chance and less risk.
Thank you for stopping by. I know the fans on the PA want to hear you, and good luck in 4B.
Thank you.
Or in the 4th section, I'm sorry.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see what heat we get in. Thank you.
Thank you, Jimmy. And boats cleared tech inspection in Unlimited 3B. Thank you for Jimmy Shane for coming up to chat with us momentarily. 3B was more wild and woolly than I thought it would be, but Jimmy Shane got the win, and U6 Miss Homestreet. Second position was Tom Thompson in the J&Ds presented by Reliable Diamond Tool with 300. And in the 3rd position was J. Michael Kelly in the U12 Graham Trucking. Mr. Tate Meyer, do we want to wrap right now and let our listeners know when to come back later? Okay. We will do that. Let's go over the draws first for 4A or the start times, for 4A and 4B, and then we'll wrap it up and come back with you. Unlimited 4A will be at 2:20. That's Eastern Daylight Time here in Madison, and Unlimited 4B will be at 2:50 p.m. EDT. For our team here, come back later about 2:10. You can rejoin the stream at H1 Unlimited. Also, updates, please check Facebook and Twitter with H1 Unlimited for details and results as well. Until about 2:10 this afternoon here in Madison, we'll see you then.